Since 1983, this hotel has been known as a place where people vanish without a trace. Guests check in, but they never check out. What happened here? It all started in 1983 when 5 tourists disappeared overnight. In 1997, a group of college students came here for an adventure, and none of them were ever seen again. The most recent case in 2019 remains completely unexplained. This place seems normal during the day, but when the sun sets, something happens. The doors slam shut on their own. I hear whispers in the walls. If you find this recording, don't come here. Some believe this hotel is a gateway to another dimension. Others argue that magnetic field disruptions cause hallucinations and memory loss. Last year, investigators found unusual markings in the basement. Were these left behind by an ancient cult, or do they hold clues about the missing people? Tonight, I'm spending the night inside the abandoned hotel. I've set up cameras in every hallway. If anything happens, the world will see it live. This tunnel was sealed off decades ago. What if the missing guests didn't disappear but were taken somewhere else? There's one last theory, one that nobody wants to talk about. What if someone or something has been watching the guests all along? Introduction to the mysterious hotel. For decades, this hotel has been shrouded in mystery. Guests check in, but they never check out. What happened to them? Some say it's a curse, others believe something more sinister is at play. But the truth remains unknown. Stay till the end to uncover the full story. Since its construction in the early 1900s, strange disappearances have plagued this hotel. In 1923, a wealthy businessman checked in, but when the staff entered his room the next morning, they found his suitcases neatly packed, the bed untouched. Yet he was nowhere to be found. The pattern repeated over the decades. Entire families, lone travelers, even employees, gone without a trace. Local townsfolk whisper of a curse placed upon the land long before the hotel was built. They say that the land belonged to a forgotten civilization, one that vanished mysteriously. Some claim to hear chanting in the wind. Others refuse to step foot near the building after dark. What if the disappearances are part of something much older than the hotel itself? The last known footage. In 2017, an amateur ghost hunter live-streamed his visit to the hotel. He laughed at the legends until he started hearing footsteps behind him. He turned the camera around, but there was nothing. Moments later, the video feed cut to static. His body was never found, and his phone was discovered lying in the lobby, still recording. A former security guard who worked the night shift recalled eerie occurrences. Flickering lights, whispers when no one was around, and objects moving on their own. One night, he saw a figure on the security monitor standing at the end of the hallway. When he went to check, the hallway was empty. When he returned, the figure was closer. That was the last night he ever worked there. Experts have debated whether these events have a supernatural cause or a logical explanation. Some argue that the hotel sits on a magnetic anomaly, causing hallucinations and confusion. Others believe in a time slip effect, where people unknowingly step through a rift into another reality. Could science hold the answer, or is something truly unexplainable happening here? A forgotten hotel room. In 2015, an untouched hotel room was found, completely preserved as if frozen in time. The bed was made, a cup of tea sat half-finished on the table, and a suitcase remained open, with neatly folded clothes inside. There were no records of anyone checking into that room. Who had stayed there? And why did they leave in such a hurry if they left at all?
The family that never stopped searching. One family has spent over a decade searching for their missing son, who disappeared in the hotel in 2008. They believe he's still there, trapped in some unknown dimension. The mother claims she hears his voice in her dreams, always saying the same thing: "Find me before it's too late." Is this grief or something more? A modern-day investigator enters the hotel. A well-known YouTuber decided to investigate the hotel himself, armed with cameras and motion sensors. His audience watched as he explored the decayed hallways, narrating his findings. Then the chat flooded with warnings. Something moved behind him. He turned, but the corridor was empty. Minutes later, his camera fell to the ground. The stream ended. He was never seen again. The hidden tunnel. Investigators discovered a hidden tunnel behind a bookshelf in the library. It led deep underground, its walls lined with markings no one could decipher. Some speculated it was an escape route. Others believed it was a passage to something far darker. Where did it lead? And why had it been sealed off for so long? A mysterious object found. A rusted key was found buried in the dust of the hidden tunnel. It didn't match any known locks in the hotel. Some believe it unlocks a hidden door somewhere inside. But what's behind it? And why has no one been able to find it? A guestbook filled with names that don't exist. One of the strangest discoveries was the guestbook in the lobby. Page after page, names were written in perfect cursive. Yet none of these people existed in any official record. Who wrote these names? Were they past guests or something else entirely? A guestbook filled with names that don't exist. One of the strangest discoveries was the guestbook in the lobby. Page after page, names were written in perfect cursive. Yet none of these people existed in any official record. Who wrote these names? Were they past guests or something else entirely? The strange phone call. A local journalist who investigated the hotel received a phone call in the middle of the night. The voice on the other end was barely a whisper, repeating a single phrase: "It's not the hotel, it's what's underneath." The call was traced back to the hotel's disconnected front desk phone. A room that changes. Investigators reported that some rooms inside the hotel seemed to shift. Furniture moving, wallpaper patterns changing, even entire doorways disappearing. Some believe the hotel itself is alive, adjusting to those who enter. If that's true, what happens when it no longer wants someone to leave? A room that changes. Investigators reported that some rooms inside the hotel seemed to shift. Furniture moving, wallpaper patterns changing, even entire doorways disappearing. Some believe the hotel itself is alive, adjusting to those who enter. If that's true, what happens when it no longer wants someone to leave? A disturbing photograph. An old black and white photograph was found in the hotel archives, depicting a group of guests from the 1920s. But one figure stands out, blurry, distorted, and eerily similar to a man who disappeared just last year. How is this possible? Could the lost guests still be here, trapped in time? Footsteps in the night. Visitors claim they hear footsteps pacing the hallways late at night, always following the same path. Up the stairs, down the hall, stopping outside room 306. But that room has been locked for decades. What is inside? The final check-in. The last registered guest of the hotel, a historian researching the building's past, vanished after his first night. His notes found scattered across the floor mention an entry that was never published. "I know what happened here, and I know why no one leaves." But his conclusion was never written. The basement's secret. Rumors persist that the basement holds the key to the disappearances. Some say there's a second tunnel, leading deeper than anyone has dared explore. But those who have tried have never returned. A final theory. There's one last theory, one that nobody wants to discuss. What if the hotel isn't haunted by spirits, but by something far worse? A presence that watches, waits, and takes. What if the hotel isn't just a building, but a trap? Conclusion and viewer engagement. Is this just another ghost story, or is something truly sinister happening here? What do you believe? Could there be an explanation? Or is the truth more terrifying than we can imagine? Let us know your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most mysterious places on Earth, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more unsolved mysteries. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you have a theory about this hotel, let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.